Now we're going to go and actually hook up the plug to the Arduino microcontroller on the Enigma. And we want to hook this up to TX3, which is pin 14. And there's a Arduino Mega, and we can see where it's labeled TX3 pin 14. And we're going to kind of keep our finger on that as we realize where this is. And we'll discover that TX3 pin 14 actually is right here on the back of the Mega. So we're going to cut a piece of wire to go from our TX3 pin 14 over to our new plug jack. And then we'll get a piece of black wire to go from the ground, and ground is right here on the Mega, and it appears right here and several other places. We'll grab this one down here. Since it's a double and it's real easy to identify, it's those two pins right there. And so we'll cut a piece of wire for the ground. Just like that. Now we're going to solder our newly cut wires onto this plug. I'm going to set this wire through the hole in the plug, and then I'm going to attempt to solder it in place. And now for the black wire, which will be the ground, I'll just lay it in there like that, and we'll solder it in place as well. And now we'll connect it to the Arduino Mega. I'll tin the little wire first. Like that. Now that the wire's tinned, and remember we found out that this one here is the TX3.
Ground.
Oh, sorry. The ground wire goes here to ground. Sometimes it's useful to have someone watching to make sure you're not doing something wrong. We'll attach this to the ground terminals over here on our Mega. And then we'll attach our signal wire to TX3. We'll tin it up and then solder it to the pin. Like that. This concludes the hardware part of the hack for the Enigma Mark IV to add a printer. And then we close this back up and put our screws back in, and we'll reconnect our plug board wire. Be very careful to make sure to not set it shallow or too deep, and be nice and centered. And then you plug it right back up, and then we'll put the screws in the front of it, and our Enigma will be just as good as new. Now that we've upgraded the hardware of our Enigma Mark IV to use the Mark V printer, we're going to upgrade the software. We're going to take and we're going to plug into his little USB port, and we're going to open our Arduino IDE, and we're going to get the Enigma Mark V plugs test software, which is a testing code. It's not quite production yet. And we are going to select from the tools menu the board, which is an Arduino Mega 2560, which is already selected. And we're going to come down and make sure that our port is connected to our Mega 2560. If you're running Windows, it may be USB or serial, whatever number that your computer assigns it. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to upload our code into our Arduino. And he says he's uploading, and now he's done uploading, and we see that our Enigma is turned on. So it's now running the Mark 5 test code. Then we're going to come over and we're going to verify that indeed our Enigma works with this printer. And we're going to take our Mark 5 Enigma printer, we're going to plug it into the 1/4-inch phono jack all the way. We'll turn the printer on. We'll turn the Enigma on. And you'll see it says S&T Geotronics Mark 5. Now we'll test the encoding process. We'll just hit mode into run, and we'll type some characters, and you'll have to type 12 characters in, so he has a whole line of characters, and there the printer will go ahead and feed this out, and then we can take and move that out. We'll turn our Enigma off. We'll turn him back on, and you'll see that he booted. And then we'll mode again. And then we'll type in C, and we'll notice that we got a Q, that's right. G, we got a W, another C, we got an E, a letter U, we got an R, an X, we got a T, a G, we got a Z, and an L, which yields a U, and a B, which yields I, and an M, which yields O, and a T, which yields A, and a J, which yields S, and a U, which yields D, and then we'll go ahead and feed it out, and we'll see that it indeed returned what we typed in to start with.